I'm Yo Schiller, and more importantly, there she is! There's Meganium! There's the Mega Mom! Yes, now I'm gonna attempt to feature her in my videos. Now that I've earned Master Ball rank in the singles category in Pokémon Champions, it's time to do the same thing in doubles. And doubles matches provide a much trickier, much more technical route to climb. So, I'm trying to utilize each of these Pokemon in ways that are fairly optimal and straightforward for doubles battles, while also providing a bit of that Yo Schiller flair. So, yes, go ahead, take a look, ponder the team. What exactly am I cooking up here? Why, desserts, of course, because life is too short. So, we should all have desserts first. Make it sweet. Anyway, Meganium's new Mega form provides her with an ability that allows her to use moves as if they were acting under harsh sunlight, meaning that it would be most wise to run her with Solar Beam, or Solar Blade if you're freaky. I mean, hey, physical Meganium is how the pioneers used to use her. As for me, I intend to primarily play around her bulk, whereas most players might slot her onto a weather team, rain usually. I'm just going to use her as a defensive Pokemon alongside the likes of Milotic and Goodra. See, similarly to my singles team, each Pokemon kind of serves a role, or two. I've got some heavy hitters, I've got my walls, I've got my supports, and I've got my pivots. Then there are some Pokemon that are intended to lead, and then there are others that are intended to stay in the back, and that can kind of do whatever. And I intend to have Meganium be one of those whatever Pokemon. Maybe I could lead with her, maybe I could save her for the back. Either way, you better believe that I'm going to be using anything she has to my advantage. See, I would have said Bayleaf there instead of Believe. I would have if Bayleaf were in the game. Till that day, I'll have to say that pun a different time. For the time being, let's hop online and let's climb up to Master Ball rank in the double side. Now, these earlier matches, these are the full-on Wild West, okay? You'd think that they'd be the easiest matches of them all, and that's mostly true. The problem with these early matches is that I'm playing against players who don't know what they're doing, and sometimes that's more difficult than fighting players who do know what they're doing. Alright. Folks, I've got good news and bad news. This player has no idea what they're doing. No, that's actually not entirely true. They've got some viable Pokemon here. Okay. Well, Weavile's got to be a lead, and actually my classic leads are Weavile and Zoroark, so I lucked out in terms of which Pokemon are currently available. I got Weavile and Zoroark. I'm gonna go back to Old Reliable. It's what I used in Sun and Moon, and it's what I used in Sword and Shield. And then it comes down to what do we want Zoroark disguised as? Goodra or Milotic? I guess, well, I was gonna say Milotic, but now I'm leaning toward Goodra, because Goodra would shut down the Gengar, the Drampa. Okay, so I want to bring Goodra, but then it doesn't make sense that I would lead with Goodra, right? That might give Zoroark away. So what do you say we have Goodra be third and then have Meganium be fourth? That way, it would be reasonable for me to send out Meganium right out the gate. My opponent might try to shut down what they believe is Meganium, and then surprise, it's a Zoroark. See, I know how to play around Zoroark. I have to have Zoroark disguised as something that could reasonably lead, and that's where Meganium comes in. Meganium could reasonably lead or be in the back. And I have had matches in the past where I did make Zoroark disguised as a Weavile as well. That leads to amusing results, but that's not necessary here. Okay, well, I know how these things usually go. Whimsicott is often brought in because it has the ability Prankster, so that it can go ahead and set up a Tailwind, so I'm gonna go ahead, well, I could go straight for the Fake Out, and I probably should go straight for the Fake Outs. I could also go for Triple Axle and try to knock it out, but I don't want you to have a Tailwind. I want Weavile to outspeed you, and then what you believe to be a Meganium is actually a Zoroark that's gonna use Sludge Bomb, and therefore I'll be able to take out this Whimsicott immediately. So boom, there you are. So you don't get to use Tailwind. Doesn't look like you were gonna use it. Why are you using Aqua? Do you know it's a Zoroark? All right, whatever. Also, it doesn't look like the Whimsicott was going for Tailwind because then I want to come up and say that it was flinched by it. What doesn't matter, it's down. All right, so that's usually sort of how I like to lead these matches. It's just by immediately shutting down whatever their team revolves around, whether it's Trick Room, Tailwind. Oh yeah, real quick. So one addition they made to this game is that you can't select Fake Out twice in a row. It wouldn't work twice in a row anyway, but it means you can't stall out your opponent by like using inactive moves, unusable moves, so to speak. Wanted to get a quick clip of that because I know I'll need that for like IGN videos and stuff. Any case, Zoroark is Choice Scarf, so he's stuck in Sludge Bomb, which is fine by me. Let's see if I can take out the Charizard here. You're not Mega Evolving that Charizard. Okay. Well, the good news with triple axle is that it hits super hard. You know, assuming it hits all 3 times. All right, great. So now you're down to your last 2 Pokemon. And I'm still locked into Sludge Bomb. Which will, okay, that makes more sense. Why did that not just, like, destroy me? That's what I mean, players don't know what to do. And your last Pokemon's Drompa. Okay, is it because you're gonna Mega Evolve the Dromp? Wait! Yeah, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, why would you have a Pokemon with Cloud9 as your ability and then have Charizard? Because Charizard, you usually Mega Evolve it into Mega Charizard Y, but then to use its Sunlight ability, and then you're not even Mega Evolving Drompa. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. It shouldn't matter. Whatever. Wild, Wild West, folks. Boom, and if the third one connects. All right, Drompa, down, awesome. That's kind of how I like to do my matches. Even though I've got bulky Pokemon on my team, if it can be helped, I do like to just fly through these. Once my strategies are active, why are you... Okay. All right. I've had enough here. Let's end this. And for the record, Weavile can be run with a variety of different dark type attacks. I've opted for Throat Chop because in double matches especially, opponents like to use Hyper Voice, and I can shut that down, and I got a critical hit. Okay, nice. Well, folks, I won my first ever ranked doubles match in Pokémon Champions, and I didn't lose a single Pokémon. So hopefully that demonstrates my knowledge as a long-time competitor. Now, I've not won any tournaments, taking games off the top players. With all that in mind, I will adjust my team as I feel necessary going forward. Considering that was the first match and the lowest possible rank, and I did not lose a single Pokemon, I do not feel the need to make any current adjustments to my team. So now I shall go ahead and battle against this player named Dalton. All right, Dalton. All right. Already seeing double Drompa. I mean, yeah, Drompa has a new Mega form. I'm not entirely certain what it does or what its stats are. Tyranitar Arcanine's a bit more common. Whimsicott, yeah, so like, usually you would lead with Whimsicott. So in preparation of that, I always feel the need to bring Weavile as one of my first Pokemon. And then if I bring Zoroark, he leads. I don't have to. In fact, if anything, maybe I should use this opportunity to have some of my other Pokemon to shine. So if I think he's going to start with Arcanine, it makes sense to bring Milotic. Milotic is a counter to Pokemon with Intimidate. And then in the back, do we want to do like Goodra Meganium? Either Goodra Meganium or Goodra Alcremie. Though usually I would lead with Alcremie. When would I bring in Alcremie? Maybe I shouldn't do Alcremie in this match. Well, I will bring Alcremie eventually. I'll show her what she does. She makes my bulky Pokemon into sweepers. So we'll do Goodra Meganium. I think that's fine. No Zoroark this match. If I were to bring Zoroark, I would bring him as a lead, and Zoroark would do reasonably well against Tyranitar and Aggron because he has Focus Blast. Brought that for that exact reason. Usually bulky Pokemon are usually physical. If they are especially defensive, then I mean, I've got Meganium to kind of like stall them out with stuff like Leech Seed, and Goodra to really stall them out because Goodra's my own special wall. Tyranitar and Drompa. Okay, your Drompa's not going to have Cloud9 for its ability, right? Because then you pairing that with Tyranitar is absolutely ludicrous. Are you out of your mind? Wait, but the Sandstorm's still going. Whatever. Okay, we're going to fake out Tyranitar, and we're going to Coil with Milotic. Coil Milotic is an old strategy of mine. Boosts your attack, defense, and accuracy. The main things I want are the defense and the accuracy, and that's why her moves in the back are Muddy Water and Blizzard. Each have a chance of missing. However, after one accuracy boost, I believe their stats go up to 90% or like 97% accuracy. All right, guess I'll just go for triple axle. And they are spread moves, so they hit both opponents, and Muddy Water has a chance of lowering the opponent's accuracy, and Blizzard has a chance of freezing. All right, boom. So no megas from either of these Pokemon. I'm not complaining. I'm just confused. I'll take it. All right, and then Milotic. Got the nice big Milotic too. Got that big Milotic, got that big Meganium. Nice. Alcremie and Weavile are small though. All right, Smackdown. I'm a little surprised. Okay, whatever, I guess that's fine. I guess you wanted a rock type move with 100% accuracy, and Smackdown's kind of all there is, unless you're gonna run Ancient Power. All right, very good. All right, let's just bring in the walls then, the physical walls. Aggron. Oh, actually, this might be bad for Meganium. Maybe I don't want to Mega Evolve her, because then you'll use a Steel type attack when I Mega Evolve, and that might KO her. Or I could say forget that. if you Mega Evolve and I Mega Evolve, my Weather Ball becomes a Fire type move. Except I don't think you're gonna Mega Evolve, because apparently no one Mega Evolves except for me. And then, I forgot I gave you Mud Shot. Well, now would be the prime time to use it. I don't think that Rattata is gonna one-hit KO anything this turn. So here we go, folks! Me Mega Evolving Meganium! Mega Mom! Give her the neck pillows! She's a mom now! There you go. That's to help your back as you carry the team, Meganium. Even though Milotic's kind of been the one carrying this match, whatever. Lower the speed. Meganium's already pretty slow, but now she'll definitely outspeed you, and she'll KO you with that added power. Goodbye, Aggron. I could consider running a physical Meganium. I think she still gets Earthquake, right? So, if you music, interesting animation. All right, whatever. So you're down to your last two Pokemon, and one of them's Tyranitar. I suppose you could still Mega Evolve it. Well, I don't even remember what, oh yeah, here's the Arcanine. Okay, after all that, and now, Arcanine's Intimidate boosts Milotic's competitive ability, giving her +2 special attack. So now she's at +1 defense. I'm gonna Ancient Power Arcanine. I don't know if you're gonna see that coming, but I'm gonna use it. And then I'm gonna use Muddy Water. So Milotic's at +2 special attack, +1 defense, +1 accuracy, and please tell me you're using that on Milotic. Oh, that would have been so funny if you used it on Milotic. Whatever. Let's see what this does. Doesn't matter, it KOs, +2 special attack. Good job, Milotic. Well, and a critical hit on Arcanine just for good measure. All right. I did lose Weavile in that match. I won't deny that. Was I worried? Not even a little. There we go. Those are my girls. Those are my goils. The mom and the Milo. Milo and me. All right. Great. Well, I'm glad my debut match with Mega Meganium in this game was a success. Even though I kind of just clicked the super effective attack. Mega Evolving her gives her an attack boost. It allowed me to finish the match more quickly, I guess. I went for Giga Drain into an Aggron because I figured he wasn't going to Mega Evolve anything. All right, Spencer, are you going to Mega Evolve something? Let's see. You don't need Megas to win. It's just in this current metagame, there's so few items, Mega Stones being a part of them, you may as well bring at least one Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. So yeah, your last 3 Pokemon can each Mega Evolve, and you have a Ditto. And the thing with Ditto is that Ditto cannot transform into a Zoroark that is currently disguised. And the sad thing is, I don't even think you're gonna bring it. I don't think you're gonna bring it. And Zoroark isn't actually an optimal Pokemon for this battle otherwise. So I'm actually gonna use this opportunity to power up, to give Alcremie a time to shine. And I guess we'll start with Weavile. She can decorate Weavile. Usually bringing Alcremie means I bring the 3 walls. I bring the Goils. So let's do that. And then it could be Milotic or Meganium at this point. Considering you have 3 fire types, I probably should bring Milotic. I know one of them's gonna have Solar Beam though, is the problem. In the event that he does bring Ditto, it would probably be better for me to bring Milotic, because Ditto can actually transform into a Mega Evolved Pokemon. Except, if he has Sun going, then my water moves are weakened. So okay, let's do Meganium for now. We'll see if I regret this. I don't think he's actually gonna bring Ditto. For me to bring Milotic instead of Meganium and fear that he's gonna bring Ditto and then not bring Zoroark makes me a full-on hypocrite. And I don't wanna be that. So, let's play under the assumption that he's not bringing Ditto. I don't see a Ditto. I do see your just desserts. All right, let's do it then. Okay, I guess we are gonna go ahead and decorate Weavile. Now, I could use Protect this turn, because Decorate does go through Protect. However, I would like to stop the Garganacl from getting its ball rolling. Also, your Ninetales didn't set up Sun. Is that a mistake? Did connect with Fire Blast, which I should survive. Oh, I had a Focus Sash. I didn't think I was actually just gonna have 11 HP remaining. All right, cool. So now I'm at +2 attack. Very good. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, and then I could go for another Decorate. You didn't damage Alcremie. And I trust that I can Protect here. All right, so now I will Protect. And then we'll get another Decorate going, and then I'll be at +4 attack, and then I should just start one-hit KOing everything. So Protect. That's why Decorate's awesome. It goes through the Protect, but you know it doesn't go through your Protect? Your Inferno. Boom. Inferno, interesting move choice. Cool. There we are. It's a bit unorthodox. Like I said, usually I have Alcremie. Oh, she's holding. Oh, I thought I gave her the Steel Berry. I did not. I forgot what I gave her. Whatever. Point is, my Weavile's getting the ball rolling. All right, well, I outspeed you. I may as well set up a light screen for the Pokemon in the back. And then this should be a one-hit KO on the Ninetales. Unless you're holding a Focus Sash, which I mean you could. You're not. All right. Well, goodbye, Ninetales. Well, that's over. And then you. What's the Garganackle gonna do, huh? You're a physical attacker, not a special attacker. I reckon if you brought Delphox or Charizard, they're gonna be special. Oh. Alright. I wasn't sure. You probably doubled down on the Weavile. That's okay. It gives Alcremie another chance to decorate another Pokemon, which is more than fine with me. So we'll bring in one of my slower Pokemon, Goodra. Should Goodra be decorated, oh, she'll just destroy the rest of your team. So let's give it a whirl. Let's see what you got. Charizard, all right, that makes sense to me. Are you gonna Mega Evolve Charizard and go for a Charizard Y and get your stuff going? Let's see. So we'll decorate the Goodra, and then probably can't just do, let's see. Let's see what you're doing, because if you're Mega Charizard X, you physically attack Goodra, you are now slower. Your Mega Charizard Y, you're using Inferno. Does no one Mega Evolve? Am I missing something? I'm not complaining. You know, the sooner I get to Master Ball rank, the better. I feel like I'm missing something. Cool. And then, yeah, I made sure to calculate it such that Alcremie would outspeed my Goodra and should also therefore outspeed Milotic and Meganium. It's fine. I got the Decorate off. All good. All right. Well, it means it's going to be Meganium's time. Yeah, it's not exactly how I thought this battle would go. I thought Weavile would go down a little sooner, and then I'd be able to use Alcremie to decorate other stuff. If you've seen Alcremie, you know what it's gonna do. All right, we got some big Pokemon here. Well, I'm gonna Mega Evolve. You know what? I should use Ancient Power on Charizard just to take you out. That's one of the reasons why I have Ancient Power. And then we'll just Flash Cannon the Garganackle because Goodra is at +2 special attack. Granted, I hardly have any EV investment in her special attack stat. It should still be enough after +2 stab, and you're mainly physically defensive, not specially defensive, I think. We'll see. We'll see. And if you do turn out to Mega Evolve here, well then joke's on me, I guess. Goodra will still be alive, but Goodra will still be at +2 special attack, so it's whatever. And hey, so you are Mega Evolving. Why you didn't do that on the previous turn, I've got no idea. Whatever. Is the idea that you want to use a Dragon type attack on Goodra? Or even a fire? If you use anything physical, you're gonna drop your speed stat. Goodra probably still won't outspeed you, but Meganium might. Inferno, okay, does that kill me? It might. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I forget the secondary effect of that move. It makes it, oh, well, it burns, I guess there's that. I thought it also made it so that I can't use my berry. Well, I ain't using a berry. And burn lowers my physical attack, not my special attack. So Charizard down. And with any luck, the Splash Cannon from my +2 special attack Hisui and Goodra should take out the Garganackle. A little surprised you didn't use your Rock Salts. I'm grateful for that. Just surprised. So you could Mega Evolve all along. What was the concern? That I was gonna use Dragon Pulse on you, so you didn't want to become a Dragon type Pokemon and therefore be hit by a super effective attack? I guess. Well, we've only got one Pokemon in the back of Dragonite, and you can't use your Mega Stone on that if that's what you were gonna do. I will go for Ancient Power, and then Meganium should outspeed Goodra, so the Ancient Power should break your Multiscale, and then Stab Flash Cannon from +2 Goodra. Okay, Meganium might just be down right now. She is alive! Good job, girl! That is why I put all of her EV investments into her defenses. All right, so this breaks your Multiscale. Cool. Multiscale makes it so that if you're at full health, you take less damage from a hit. That was not enough to KO you. Unless you've got Earthquake, and you might. I don't think you win here. An Earthquake shouldn't KO me. Let's go. We'll use Flamethrower just to burn that salt in your wounds. Ice Beam onto Meganium, okay. See, you probably should have attacked the Goodra, knowing that the fire would have KO'd me. I don't know, whatever. I don't think there was a scenario where you could win this. Now hopefully +2 special attack from a Flamethrower can deal 3% of damage to Dragonite. Very good. All right, all great. I will continue the win streak. I do like this team. It utilizes a bunch of strategies that I started using back in Sun and Moon that worked fairly well, and combines them with things that I learned in Sword and Shield, namely Alcremie, that I feel look fairly well. Win 50 battles with Goodra. Yeah, that's all the single battles coming in. Woo! Nice. All right. Well, cool. I am down to keep battling then. We will keep it going and we'll see where this goes. Hisui and Goodra, Dragon Steel, bulky Pokemon, that's just awesome. Although I know I'm going to run into some more ground type Pokemon soon. Someone's going to be running Extra Drill or something. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself here. I mean, there's a Garchomp. All right. Well, I reckon Volcarona and Clefable are usually starting setup Pokemon. So why don't I start with my good old reliable Weavile Zoroark. Zoroark can trick his Choice Scarf onto Volcarona or Clefable if need be. And if he starts off with a Paldon or has Garchomp, Weavile can take care of that. Bascu Legion. Here, give me a second. So, like, I would want to bring Goodra for the Bascu Legion. Except Garchomp and Hippowdon are going to mow through it. So it's probably got to be Meganium, Milotic. And Zoroark should probably then be disguised as Meganium. Of the walls, it would be most realistic that I would start with Meganium, and my opponent might actually believe that. So let's try that. And that way, if you do have Volcarona, Zoroark can shut that down, and Meganium has Ancient Power to hopefully deal with that. The important thing, so Volcarona usually goes for Quiver Dance. It's one of the few Pokemon that can learn it. If I can call that out and trick a Choice Scarf onto you, then you're stuck using Quiver Dance. So let's see what happens. Okay, Garchomp and Clefable. Yeah, normally people would actually bring Clefairy, not Clefable, but Clefairy's not in the game, so you have to bring Clefable. And I think Clefable's ability is Unaware. No, it's, well, it does get Unaware. Or, okay. There's also the chance you can Mega Evolve it, and if you Mega Evolve it, then I definitely can't trick an item onto you. So maybe I shouldn't trick this off. Maybe the better play is to just Sludge Bomb it. If you do decide to Mega Evolve, I don't know. Okay, I gotta decide something. So we'll Sludge Bomb it, and then we'll Triple Axle the Garchomp and hope that I just take it out. Should outspeed the both of you. Okay. And he's thinking too. You're thinking longer than I was thinking. Clefable's ability, it does get Unaware. It's the, okay, so I'm glad I didn't choose to trick an item onto you. You are Mega Evolving it. Don't quite know what Mega Clefable does otherwise. It is cute looking. It also becomes a flying type, so Weavile's now super effective toward it. So let's see. Boom. Good, damage. All right. Let's see where we're at. And then as long as all three of these connect, because I think I need all three. Boom. Okay. Definitely need the third one now. There we go. All right, Garchomp down. Wasn't sure if it'd be worth it to use Fake Out or not, because I knew you were going to have rough skin. It was a pretty safe bet. All right. Let's see. And then Moonblast straight onto Weavile. So my Focus Sash is broken. Weavile is just down. All right. Well, nothing another Sludge Bomb can't handle. Now, I don't think, if you're critical hit, whatever, glad you got that out of your system. I don't think Meganium can learn Sludge Bomb. Maybe it can. You might think it can. It seems believable enough. So you might not register that this is a Zoroark. So I'm going to send in my Milotic, as funny as it would be to have both Meganium and Meganium on the field. Just as soon as I Mega Evolve one, it gives up the illusion of the other. There you go. I have got my Hearty. Oh, man! See, that's why I brought Zoroark. Well, if you go for Quiver Dance this turn, then I can try and counteract that with my own Coil. The other option is to go for Mudshot and just slow you down, but no, I think, so why don't we just take out the Clefable this turn, and why don't I, because I know you're going to go for Quiver Dance, so I may as well just go for Coil. Alright, so that'll take out Clefable, awesome. So you don't get to Moonblast anything this turn. And then if you are doing Quiver Dance, then neither of my Pokemon get hurt this turn. And then being locked into Sludge Bomb is not the end of the earth. And even though your speed is raised, I think Choice Scarf Zoroark still outspeeds you, because Choice Scarf doubles my speed, right? So that puts me at like 200. You're at +1, which is like a 1.5 bonus. All right, well, I guess we'll see in a second. Kind of glad to see me Meowscarada, so I guess I'll Sludge Bomb that. And then Milotic's physically defensive. We can go for Blizzard. I mean, Muddy Water is obviously super effective toward you. We can go for Blizzard. Let's get the Meowscarada out of here so it's just Volcarona. You probably have Heat Wave? Fiery Dance. So you do still think that's Meganium. That's fine. That's not as fine. That is now a problem. So you did outspeed Zoroark. Okay, I was kind of banking it on the fact that Zoroark was still faster. Never mind. That is a problem. Darn it, I brought Zoroark just to deal with that. Okay. Milotic should be fine. She's at +1 defense and she's already defensive. Oh, God. Well, I am glad that I went for Blizzard then. Oh, that's right. That's right. That move always gets a crit. Are you kidding me? What? I'm at +1 accuracy. That move now becomes like 95% chance to connect and it still missed? That's a 1 in 20 chance. Not that it really matters. It wouldn't have KO'd the Volcarona, but it would have done something. Oh my God. Whatever. Couldn't have given me the freeze to make up for it. I'm probably still gonna lose this. That's just absurd that that played out the way it did. And you're probably going for Heat Wave this turn, right? Which means I can't do anything. Doggone it. I brought Zoroark just to deal with Volcarona. I thought you were gonna start with it. I guess, how could I have like won this? I probably should have switched off of Zoroark when I had the chance. Overheat. That's interesting. And then I don't outspeed, like your flower trick can't miss, right? Yeah. See, if I had... No, it wouldn't matter, you'd still outspeed. I was gonna say, if I had Protect, then maybe. No, it doesn't matter. Darn, man. I had the answers to this. I had the Pokemon that could have beaten you. I just didn't use the order correctly. I was so determined on getting rid of the Fable. I'm trying to like replay that in my head, because I definitely landed all 3 triple axles and took out the Garchomp immediately. I think that was smart. And then using Sludge Bomb into Clefable, I think that was smart. So maybe as soon as you sent in... What else did you have there? Yeah, as soon as you sent in Volcarona... Well, no, I would have been in trouble anyway, because Zoroark was already on the field. I think the answer was I probably should have brought Goodra. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's fine, I was due for a loss. All right, this person's name is Takumi. All right, Takumi. Let's see here. Oh. Chance of Mega Manectric and Mega Victory Bell and Mega Gyarados and Mega Frostlass and Mega Lucario for that matter. Sorry, I just like glanced over Lucario. No Mega Sylveon though. Thank goodness. All right. So shall we then do... Goodra's gotta come to this battle. Just do I want Meganium or Milotic? I think I want to do Meganium Goodra. Like, I want to bring Milotic, but Meganium Goodra is going to be the better play, because Milotic would be brought to counter Gyarados' Intimidate, possibly, and then if you Mega Evolve Manectric, Manectric gets Intimidate. That would be the main reason to bring Milotic. I do think at this point, it's probably wiser if I bring Meganium and Goodra. Alright, Sylveon and Lucario. Fine with me. Just need to remember that Lucario can have Inner Focus, I think is the ability, so you can't make it flinch, which means, let's get the Choice Scarf off of me. Let's trick it onto Sylveon, and oh, you know what? Let's fake out Sylveon, trick it with a Choice Scarf, and then hit it with Throat Chop, so you're stuck using Hyper Voice and can't do anything. How's that sound? So boom. There we go, so you don't get to attack this turn. And then I thought maybe Lucario would have gone for Bullet Punch or something. That's neither here nor there. All right, cool. What you got? Met. Why? You must know, Weavile, it really is an Icicle. Alright, Focus Blast, Lucario. And then... Well, the problem is now does the Sylveon outspeed me? Well, you didn't proc my Focus Sash. So why don't we play this out, huh? Well... Do I think you're gonna... Yeah, I can't use Fake Out twice in a row. Do I think you're gonna use... Hyper Voice? Guess I can scope it out, right? Let's see, and this checks for Bullet Punch too. Or like Mach Punch or whatever else, or Extreme Speed or whatever else Lucario can get. Bullet Punch onto Zoroark. Did you know it was a Zoroark? Probably. You got a crit and that only did 60 damage? Huh. Which means if the Sylveon uses Hyper Voice now, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Alright. Thank goodness Focus Blast connected. Alright, Lucario down. No Mega Lucario as well, I might add. Which, Mega Lucario is really good. I do acknowledge this player has other Megas on his team, so he doesn't need... Oh, I'm so glad I went for Protect, and so glad I didn't go for Throat Chop, because that would have done a whopping nothing. All right, Frostlass then. Oh, hang on. Zoroark still outsped Sylveon, even when Sylveon's holding the Choice Scarf and Zoroark isn't? Well, with that in mind, Frostlass is pretty fast. Weavile is faster. Frostlass is still pretty fast. And that means there's no reason why I shouldn't just go for, like, Throat Chop straight onto Frostlass, right? So let's do it. And if you have a Focus Sash, well, actually, let's just take out Sylveon then. Let's just do it. If you Mega Evolve this Frostlass, I'll be more than ready for it. Let's go. Okay? Let's get it. Not Mega Evolving Frostlass either, that's fine. Oh my god. Dude, what are you doing? Okay. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that does help you because Goodra is bulky. I don't know if I've seen a Frostlass run with fake tears. Is that a good idea? Maybe. Why? But you didn't know I was gonna switch. Why would you have used? Whatever. It doesn't matter. I've had it. I'm done here. All right. Here's the real triple Axel Sylveon. You're spared for one extra turn. Here's how it was supposed to go. Goodbye. Golly, man. And then Hex. Cool. That's an oldie. Use Thunder Wave or Will-O-Wisp and then followed up with Hex. Fine by me. Bye, Weavile. Thank you for your assistance. And now, you'll get to deal with a Mega Mom and her neck pillows in a second. No Focus Sash on it, huh? Probably was a Mega Frostlass, but then why didn't you Mega Evolve it? Well, you had another Pokemon in the back that could be Mega Evolved. Yeah, Manectric, Victreebel, or Gyarados still loom in the back. All of whom can Mega Evolve, and it's Victreebel. Well, I've got 2 Pokemon remaining, and I'm already familiar with the fact that Victreebel's Mega ability is Inner Doubt, or whatever it's called, so that when you get KO'd, whatever move KO'd you basically deals damage back to me. But I've got 2 Pokemon remaining, so you best take them both out now. Let's see if you're even gonna Mega Evolve. You might actually just go for Sludge Bomb into Meganium. Let's see what happens. And then that could KO me. I don't know who's faster. My Mega Mom or Victreebel? Not sure. Although, if you're Mega Evolving this turn, okay, I was gonna say, my Mega Evolution would have gone first. Meganium might just naturally be faster than Victreebel, and one-hit KO'd you. You didn't Mega Evolve any of your Pokemon. You had 5 Pokemon in your team that could Mega Evolve, and you didn't Mega Evolve any of them. Must have been Gyarados. Well, thank you, Takumi. Interesting battling you. Probably, if you're not gonna Mega Evolve Frostlass, you probably could have put a Focus Sash on it. Play around its fragileness. Ice types are not exactly known for their bulk. Except Avalugg. And even then, no one really uses Avalugg. I think Avalug's even in this game, right? Yeah, I think so. Oh, okay. Lapras is bulky too. I do play around Lapras's bulk. That's true. Lapras is not in the game yet. Okay, let's see what we got. We're still climbing. Aha, all right, so see, this looks like a more VGC-oriented team. So I want to bring my Milotic in preparation of that Arcanine there. My Milotic might fare well against the other Pokemon as well. In fact, why don't I showcase what happens when I don't bring Weavile? Because I've been starting all these matches with Weavile. Weavile is typically supposed to be a leading Pokemon purely because of Fake Out. What happens if I don't do that? Maybe you think I'm going to start with Weavile, which means maybe you'll start with Arcanine. So I'll bring my Milotic second. Let's not bring Weavile to this, which means I also don't bring Alcremie to this, I guess. I mean, I could. Probably shouldn't. Alcremie is usually also backup in case I think you're going to put my Pokemon to sleep. And so far, I haven't really encountered any Pokemon that would put me to sleep reasonably. That would be Pokemon like... Well, Amoonguss and Breloom aren't in the game. Who are the other sleep powder users? Vivillon isn't in the game. Butterfree's not in the game. Huh. I don't know the other sleep users. Anyway, I guess it would look something like this, right? And if you bring Volcarona again, I'll be ready. As if I don't think this isn't the same person as last time, right? If you bring Volcarona again, though, I'll be ready this time. All right. Now I know. I'm gonna show that I've learned from my mistakes. All right. Tyranitar and Corviknight. Well, it could still be worthwhile to trick my Choice Scarf onto Corviknight. Corviknight's usually a setup Pokemon of sorts. A Nerve, good to know. So you don't have mirror armor. Fine by me. Okay, so we will now do Trick onto Corviknight, and then we will do, I guess, Coil, because these are both physical attackers. Should be able to take a hit or two from you. Alright. Now the problem is, if you do have... Okay, that's fine, whatever. I wasn't attacking you anyways, that's fine with me. The problem is, if you do have Volcarona in the back, I did not... I have now tricked my Choice Scarf onto another Pokemon. So now my strategy would just be to knock out Volcarona as quickly as possible. Alright, Brave Bird. So now you're stuck using Brave Bird. That's not what I thought was going to happen. Now that I know that, I can reasonably switch it to Goodra, and then you really can't do anything. I suppose the signs were there that your Corviknight probably would have gone on the offensive because your ability was Unnerve and not Mirror Armor. Even so, Milotic can now better deal with this. Alright. And I've got your leftovers now, so I'll undo the damage that the Sandstorm did, and then I just kind of have to stall that out, huh? So we will now switch into Goodra. Very good. And then, no reason not to go for Muddy Water right now, right? Unless I want to go for another Coil, but we can just do Muddy Water. It'll strike both of you, has a chance of lowering your accuracy, and will be super effective toward the Tyranitar. Cool. Oh, see, now he's thinking. Yeah, that's what I like to see when I trick a Choice Scarf onto somebody. They're like, oh, snap, this is how the game has to go. Cool. Corviknight going back, still fine with me. Still have that for the rest of the match. Rotom, still fine with me. Okay. Rock Slide. Alright. No flinching, Milotic, okay? I'm gonna need you not to flinch. Good girl! Alright, do some damage. Yeah, all of her EVs are in defenses, so it's not like it's gonna do a lot. Any accuracy drops? Let's see. No accuracy drops. Okay. It does mean that you're probably going to go for Volt Switch or some electric attack into Milotic. Usually Rotom runs Volt Switch. Why don't we do Chilling Water into Tyranitar? Yeah, that's fine. Tyranitar's probably going to go for Earthquake here because it won't damage Rotom, or it wouldn't have damaged his Corviknight. So I think between Chilling Water and me switching, that's probably the play. So I think he's gonna go for Earthquake. And then an electric attack from Rotom, right? I mean, I've seen this before. Oh, you're actually switching out the Tyranitar. Very good then. Oh, then it makes me all the more glad that I went for Chilling Water. And all the more glad that I switched. Fine. Works for me. Okay. Thunderbolt. Yep, super glad I switched. Might need to start running Protect on Milotic for that reason. Okay. Awesome. Chilling Water onto you. Lowers your attack stat. Awesome. I think Sandstorm's in effect for one more turn. So Sandstorm would like boost your speed. Doesn't matter. I'm running slow, bulky Pokemon, so you having higher speed doesn't matter right now. Okay. So now we know all four of your Pokemon. No Volcarona. And your Garchomp's at -1 attack. Rotom can't do too much right here. I think the strat then is to probably just go for Chilling Water again, in case you switch that back out. It checks for a switch, and then I will now go for my precious Giga Drain onto Rotom here, and if you switch out Rotom, that's still fine. It's whatever. You switch back into Corviknight, yeah, that's fine. You want to go back into Corviknight? Yes, you do. Alright, let's see what happens then. Neither of my Pokemon are holding berries, so that's fine. Let's see what the Garchomp's doing. Oh, but the problem is he still has Tyranitar, so the Sandstream's gonna like reactivate. Earthquake, yeah. Yeah, I've seen these strategies before. That shouldn't do much. You're at -1 attack. Oh yeah, delicious. Okay, cool. Now it's a critical hit. Dang. So my Giga Drain's not gonna do a whole lot because you quad resist that. That's fine. In hindsight, I probably should have used, well, maybe I should have used Leech Seed to check for a switch. It doesn't really matter. And then Chilling Water onto you. Very good. So, whatever move that Corviknight uses next, it's locked into. If I think it's going to use Brave Bird, and I do think it's going to use Brave Bird, I should switch off of Meganium. So first, let's get Flamethrower going. Let's take out Corviknight now. I'm done with that. Garchomp's at -2 attack. He's not a problem anymore. And then he's probably just going to keep using Earthquake. So that's whatever. And then we'll switch into Milotic. We should be able to take a Brave Bird, probably. And then I'm hoping that between the recoil damage you do to yourself and my Flamethrower, that should take you out. And if you choose to use a different attack like Body Press or something, well then you're locked into that. Cool. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, and then here's the Brave Bird. I'm pretty sure Milotic can take that. She has a lot of EVs in defense. 101 to 37, awesome. Okay, Goodra, do you think you can do 59%? Let's see. Not quite. Bummer. Well, Sandstorm's gone. Not that that's going to make too much of a difference, because both your Pokemon will probably still outspeed me. Alright. Well, what do we want to do? I think he's going to... Well, okay. I think he's just going to try and use Brave Bird on Milotic and take it out, so I may as well take out his Corviknight. And then... I guess we can just do Mud Shot onto Garchomp or something and see what happens, right? Earthquake, like no matter what, something's gonna happen to Milotic here. I probably still should have gone for Chilling Water to kind of check for that. It's, well, he's thinking. Okay, I probably should have done Chilling Water. Oh, he has Protect, okay, doesn't matter. So Corviknight's gonna go down here. Yeah, I might need to start running Protect onto Milotic. For that exact reason. Mud Shot was useful the one time. Alright, and then I can definitely do 11% with Flamethrower, so cool. Now, that Garchomp's still at -2 attack, and I'm restoring a little bit more of my HP thanks to my leftovers. And I've still got Zoroark. So, yeah, and then you're probably gonna send in Tyranitar, which means you can't use Earthquake without damaging yourself. And you doing that will boost Garchomp's speed if it has Sand Rush, and it probably does. This looks like a Sand team. As far as you're concerned, though, this is Meganium and not Zoroark. So let's see. I mean, I guess that means you might use like an Ice-type attack or something if you have Ice Fang. So why don't we do Chilling Water into Garchomp again, and then we can just do Focus Blast into Tyranitar. It's just, if your Garchomp could outspeed, but no way you go for Earthquake, right? You would have to directly attack Meganium. I mean, I guess you could have 2 ground-type moves. You probably still have, like, high horsepower or something. Let's see, you're thinking about it, though. You are just going for Earthquake. You could be Choice Scarfed. Maybe. Right? I haven't seen you use another move. Well, Zoroark, I guess you're not using Focus Blast. Whatever. Okay, and then what's the Tyranitar doing? It's eating a berry. Well, Ice Punch. Got it. That was smart of you to use, and I'm willing to bet you probably were going to use that onto Meganium. But or what would have been Meganium. Zoroark was going to have Focus Blast and hopefully take you out. That's fine. Well, hey, Meganium can still bring this back. She's comfortable in these situations. Look at her. She's got neck pillows. She's all comfortable. All right? I'm going to go straight for the Giga Drain right here. All right? Let's do that. I'm going to sap that back up, because Garchomp's still at -2 attack. So if you switch into Rotom, and I don't think you will, then I just get a free turn to attack your Tyranitar and KO it, right? So let's see what happens. Yeah, I've only got Meganium here, so I don't quite know what you're thinking about. I do appreciate... so you're not Choice Scarfed. You could have done Stomping Tantrum at any time, and you still went for Earthquake on that previous turn. Very well, then. Give me that back. Thank you. Woo! So now you're stuck with a -2 attack Garchomp and your Rotom. And Rotom, if I'm not mistaken, especially Rotom Wash, usually runs Thunderbolt, a Water move, Volt Switch, and then something like Will-O-Wisp or Hex or some other coverage move. It's usually meant to play a bulky, like, bait and punish Pokemon. Great. See, folks, this is why I go for Giga Drain and not for Solar Beam. Solar Beam could still take out the Tyranitar and the Rotom here, sure. I, however, prefer to play around Meganium's bulk and restore my HP and be an absolute nuisance. You'll have wished you were fighting anything else. I'm not even going after you. I'm going after this Rotom. Great. Delicious. Thank you. Alright. You could have been playing around my dessert team. Instead, I am the one who is feasting. Alright. So what, you had Stomping Tantrum, Earthquake, probably a Dragon move, and probably a Rock move. So your strongest thing you can use is a Rock move. There we go. Thank you. Mega Mom wins! See, not even worried. Thank you, XC224, for actually giving me a competent match. Thank you. You didn't Mega Evolve any of your Pokemon either, though, did you? That's still fine. Woo! Climbing the Pokeball ranks, all right. Glad that I've at least been able to demonstrate each of my strategies coming to fruition so far. And so, we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button or leave a comment. Either of those actions would really help me out. If you wish to see more of my gameplay content, please click the subscribe button so that you can be notified each time I post a new video. And if you click on the bell icon, you can customize how often you receive notifications. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and I hope to see you around in the future. Bye-bye, humans! Whoosh!